There was an interesting thing the other day. So I think we're going on a week now, but Berkshire Hathaway did their quarterly kind of, or is it quarterly or annually? Maybe it's annual stock shareholder meeting.
Yeah, and the amazing thing about that is that Buffett was up on that stage with some guy that looked twice as old as he is. Did you see that feller? Those right next to him? Charles or something like that. He's very high up in the company, but like that guy looked old. Like Moses old.
You wouldn't call him high up. You would call him a partner.
Yes.
Yeah. Have you ever read his book?
No.
He's got a great book.
I couldn't stop staring at him.
He maybe is the brains behind the whole thing.
Oh, that wouldn't surprise me. He spoke quite eloquently. But continue on.
Back when I was a lot attendant, so we're going back many, many years, there was a technician in our Volkswagen shop. He was a younger kid, and I don't know, we were talking about stuff. I was in a band, and somehow it came up that he had inherited Berkshire Hathaway stock, and then he was explaining it to me. And back then, I think it was like 50,000 a share or something crazy.
Whoa, okay.
But if you imagine, I think he had 10 shares or something.
So $500,000 then.
If you can imagine whatever that has done since then, it's crazy.
He doesn't have to work.
But they own, so Berkshire Hathaway, Warren Buffett owns the Tuyl Group. So he bought the Tuyl Group. I would speculate that they bought it more for the warranties, right? Because they're really their specialty and how they've expanded is insurance.
Yeah.
But they're talking about that. So maybe kind of give everybody a little bit of insight into their feelings about the dealership business, because I had a lot to say.
Yeah. So the thing I thought that was really interesting about what Warren said about it is he's like, and I'm an interested party in the dealership model. He's like, this affects me. And the scariest thing to him, he's like, I know what's going to happen to Apple in 5 to 10 years, but I can't tell you in 5 to 10 years what the dealership world's going to be like, and I'm a part of it. Whereas he's always been kind of known as being the prognosticator of business, and he makes some really good forecasts and everything like that. But he literally, the guy that arguably...
Doesn't he say too, like it's a high investment, low return or something?
Yes. So he was, I mean, if you read between the lines, it was like, it's not the best thing to get into right now.
Yeah, and so I want everybody to really pay attention to what I'm about to say next, because I think this is a turn in the industry that's going to happen that we've talked about for quite a while, but nobody really acknowledges it yet. But it's going to become very, very prominent in the sense of Charlie Munger and Warren Buffett both think of the dealership business in terms of what? Like, how do they measure the dealership business?
For someone like that, a company, I would guess earnings per share.
No. So we're just talking about the business on its own on the side, the financials.
Oh, sales.
Yeah. So they're going to be like most car dealers out there. Right. When they wake up in the morning, the first thing they think about is how many vehicles have gone over the curb, right?
Yep.
They don't understand the degree of money left on the table by fixed ops. Like if Charlie and Warren were really intimately involved in that business, they would be talking about how do we get more kids to be technicians. They would be talking about service. The one thing that I can say is if you're a person who's watching the news and hearing all these negative narratives about the car industry, when it comes to fixed ops, and this includes parts and body shops, we're not going anywhere for a long time. These cars are still on the road. It doesn't matter if tomorrow 1 million new electric cars sold and we didn't have combustion,
Yeah, like if they turn the faucet off tomorrow, it doesn't change service.
No.
I agree with that.
And so electric cars break as much as anything, right? And so when are we as an industry going to focus on the things that, really matter in the end, which is going to be the customer's feelings about the vehicle after the purchase.
That's right.
The retention, right?
Maintaining the love affair.
And I think Tesla got that from the very beginning, right? They didn't sit around and talk about, oh, you got to come to us or whatever. They invested widely in a network that they controlled that, when my Tesla breaks down, it's very easy. It's not that it doesn't break down. It's just way easier than when any of my other.
But literally, you open the app and it does it all for you.
Yeah.
It is not very difficult to do service on a Tesla.
So it's just interesting that nobody's talking about fixed ops when fixed ops is the future. And if you were really thinking about this as a long-term thing, you would be investing in, getting kids out of high school, all kinds of other things to create a better business opportunity and leverage in the marketplace, because he who has the technicians is going to win.
For sure.
Thanks so much for watching this clip of Service Driving Revolution. We're uploading new stuff every day, so make sure you subscribe and click the bell icon so you don't miss out. If you have a question you'd like us to answer on the show, call 8333-ASK-SDR and we'll answer your question on the show. That's 8333-ASK-SDR. For special deals on our books and training, head over to offers.chriscollinsinc.com. Now that's offers.chriscollinsinc.com. I'm Chris Collins, and I'll see you in the next video.